Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Breadcrumbs Project. We are going to be talking about where this information came from and how I got my hands on it. And we are going to be discussing um, a lot of the map sources. So this is my current thumbnail, and it's a screen grab of this area right here. And this is a an atlas, and this is the outside of it. And that is Latin. That is original Latin. Orbis Thither Orbis Dirat. Basically, the world's a theater, the theater of the world. So this is an original Latin book. It has been nicely preserved and cared for in a collection, and somehow it got to public. And see if we can get to the next page. Ah, it's the King of Spain, Philip II. Yeah, this is old Latin and something that we would not be privy to. Let's see. Um, Take a screenshot of that and then put it in our translator and see what we get. And we are going to detect language. Select images first, then detect language in English, preferably for this viewing audience and for me. Paste from clipboard and download the translation. And see if we can zoom into it. Let ancient faith, let's see, epigram of Daniel Roger Albaventi in the Theatrum Orbis Elaborum Abraham. Hmm, interesting. Why didn't translate that? Let ancient faith be faithful to the moments of the farmer, the female, the fame of. Okay, I can't read that like that. So let's copy text and let's put it in something that we can read. And get a new document from Google. And now let's see if we can read it. Let the ancient faith be faithful to the monuments of the former, and the fame of the inventor is equal to the new. Let not the pyramids now be proud of their grandeur, nor shall the Pharisees beyond Memphis adore the Farias beyond Memphis adore their works. Let Rome keep silent about the triumphs, very silent, which the arch has exalted, nor sing the marble built trophies in various shapes, nor sing the marble built trophies. There's a strong group out there that that feels a lot of these great statues and great buildings were built using sound. nor is the portico built in a manner wondrous in its kind. In the columns of Punic, in a loud voice concelebrated with to God, who now will sing of the circus, the equal of the Colosseum, and the Paris cafes and bars, each one of them which has worn away the old cane, may nothing remain but the name. Is there a theatre at Pompey steps, an amphitheatre worthy of the domes? Let those who are in the ninth century yield to the ancient theatre. What is built in art, the work will lack fineness. Hmm. Ninth century. And let's go back to the piece. So this states ninth century, and this is saying 1527. And let's see if we can take a picture of this and read it. Sorry, I haven't been in the chat yet. Ah, general purpose. Long time. How are you? Yeah, things have gotten wild. I'm not a happy camper right now, but going to do a little bit of work. Maybe talk about it if you want to chat. And translate it. Latin and English. Very interesting. Translate to Spanish. Show original. All right, so it's definitely in some kind of code. It's definitely in some kind of code. Uh, yeah, we knew something was coming, but man, poor humanity. Everybody just keeps us in the dark, feeds us a bunch of trash. We eat it, and we just try to live our lives. Holy cow. So I went from thinking Trump was a good guy to thinking Trump was a bad guy to thinking Trump was a good guy again. And now I'm like, oh my God, you are so evil. So, so what got me thinking like this, I'm glad you're here, General Purpose, is yesterday Trump gave a glorious reception to the um, to the celebration of Hanukkah and gave a speech that just did not make sense to me. I'll tell you that right now. So I've been pretty upset about the situation in Palestine. It's called the yellow line, and it's basically where now Israel has surrounded the poor Palestinians, man, and it's just shocking to me. And so, here are we got fooled again. Great, yay. So this is the yellow line. The poor Palestinians are completely surrounded in a kill box. They used to have at least this area here and access to Egypt, but now nothing, man. Yeah, yeah, go catch it. How can you praise these people? Give them more money and more weapons. It's bad. It is bad, bad. One of the best decisions I ever made was to leave the physical USA. Best decisions I made. It's it's breaking my heart. It really is. And one of the major reasons is that most of my friends, all my friends, uh, love them, and you just can't say anything. You can't talk about the situation in Israel, and you can't start questioning what Trump is doing and has done. And then watching him just ooze over this was just more than I could take. More than I could take. And if it was a psyop, that's great. But this is reality. So yeah, I've been feeling pretty down all day because of this. Pretty down. And now seeing all of this work here, which has been kept from us, our real history, and looking back at how things have been manipulated and controlled for so long. Here's the other thing. Somebody had mentioned, or a video popped up somewhere, that the new ballroom is not going to be a ballroom. It's going to be a giant underground data center. And they're building data centers all over the place. And I can tell you, AI is dangerous. We need to stop with all the AI projects, uh, stop the data centers. If China wants to do it, that's on them. And then build protections from being droned. But then I saw Trump doing what he did, and yeah, yeah. And the war in Thailand, in Cambodia, that is heartbreaking because the Cambodian people don't have the time or money for this. Thailand is being an aggressor, and they've hated each other for years. Okay, this is two races that do not get along and haven't for a long, long time. So a friend of mine posted something on Facebook saying that U.S. F-16s are dropping the bombs on Cambodia. And yeah, I'd just love to hear the truth. That's all, man. That's all I want. And it's just one thing that we can't seem to get. So the truth that I am getting is from uh, these collections and these books that are considered art and nice, but folks do not understand them. And then they also have atlases. All right. So these are some of the table of the atlases, I believe. And here we start getting some of the maps. All right. This is what I've been looking for. Okay. We really have to understand this. All right. This is a map of how the Latins saw the world. This is all in Latin. Really don't know what year this came out, but this did not come out in 1572 or 1570, as it says here. no one would waste so much money for a dead language and then have the layout that this does. All right. So here we have Hispania, Galia, not Galicia, okay? Galia is not Galicia. They are two different uh they're two different regions, they're two different things. And we have Europe well defined, Russia. So the Romans, the Latins, knew the world. They absolutely knew the world. These were not these were not a local group in the Mediterranean. Far from it. Over here, they knew of China. Okay. And again, we have full built out cities with towers and little round dots, as we have on my maps that we've been looking at. Okay. And we're going to swing back over here. Again, all Latin. Nothing really here on the Gulf side, but we have cities established in the Pacific side. Here we do not see the Panama Canal yet. The Galapagos already named. And back then it was Caribana, Benezul, Miguel, not Spanish, Latin. España no ua. So New Spain, already being established. Okay, so they were here a lot longer than this map shows. So they were a good bit longer here. So this is after they were here for a while. Is guess what I'm saying. This is when they left in 270 AD. They left and they left Europe and came to the far side, and then the Dark Ages came in. No, let me back that up. The Dark Ages came in after this empire retreated to the the um, the west side of Mexico. And this gives you a basic view of what happened. And they call it the Gaelic secession. So it's not the Gaelic Empire, it's Galicia. Gaelic Empire is French. The Galician Empire is something right now to me quite hidden. And let me bring up the story. Okay, this is basically the story of the Empire of the West. This is the first place I have a solid naming um, and the story of the Galician Empire, the Empire of the West and the Empire of the East. This is something I had theorized, thought about, and now I have solid confirmation. So the historical drama recounts the moment the Roman West decided it could do a better job saving civilization than Rome itself. Amidst the chaos of the 3rd century crisis, with the barbarian invasion hammering the Rhine and the central government paralyzed, the general Postumus took matters into his own hands. He murdered the emperor's son and declared Imperium Gallium. This wasn't a barbarian kingdom. It was a mere image of Rome, complete with its own senate, two councils, a Praetorian guard, and that's basically the guard for the emperor and the cabinet, controlling Britain, Spain, and Gaul. For the first 14 years, it successfully held the line where Rome had failed. The narrative pivots at the inevitable reckoning with the restorer of the world, Emperor Aurelian, after securing the east. Aurelian turned his eyes to the west to the Battle of Chalons, 274 AD. Now here's where it gets fun. The illustration that this came from are captures the bizarre and controversial nature of this battle. Historical sources suggest the Gallic emperor Tacitus, exhausted by the constant mutinies of his own troops, secretly communicated with Ariel before the fight. In a shocking twist, Tetricus arranged to surrender himself at the start of the battle, leaving his leaderless army to be crushed by Aurelian's veterans. And hear that again. In a shocking twist, Tetricus arranged to surrender himself at the start of the battle, leaving his leaderless army to be crushed by Aurelian's veterans. The breakaway state collapsed, and the empire was whole again. What it didn't say was it wasn't just the emperor, but there's also the Senate. And the Senate basically is who runs the country. It's the two councils that run the country. It's the Praetorian Guard that basically keeps everything in a bubble. So there's no talk of the Senate, the councils, nothing. Just the poor emperor who gave himself up, and then he was forgiven. And that's just a big show and play for covering this up. For covering this up. England got the North American region, and then Galicia, and it's not the Gauls because the French got another area. So, yeah, this is absolutely breathtaking. So the Latins and the Romans just have never left. They changed from their shields and legion battle gear and robes to suits. And yeah, up here is where the Anglicans got to resettle, and up here is where the Gauls got to resettle. Okay, this is Nova Francia, and again, Galicia is where I live, and that has been a distinct area and established here. And then in later maps, which we'll get into, because we're getting close to 30 minutes now. The region north gets colonized by the Basque. So we'll probably look into that tomorrow and talk a bit about that more. But yeah, this is what happened. That is the story. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. All right. Any questions? Any comments? All right. Hmm. It seems I'm offline. Interesting. Well, this is for the recording. I'm on and I'm streaming. Interesting. Man, maybe I lost my channel again. We'll see. Yeah, just for history. Here is a picture of what I'm seeing. And I'm streaming, stop streaming and stop recording. This is what you're seeing now is the recording in studio mode where I can switch screens. So yeah, I'm streaming, but definitely been taken down. All right, let's see what happened. And I was definitely live because General Purpose came in and then suddenly stopped talking. Interesting. Well, if I still have a channel, I will tell you about it tomorrow.